All right, we're going to do another part here for part replication, mechanical drawing. I've done part 5 and part 1. I'm going to do, let's see which one I can find. I kind of want to do part 2 because it has some circles in it and holes in it. So that'll probably be the best. Let's see what we have here though. Part replication, part 2. All right. First thing you do is you open the part. We've already been through that in the other videos, but just to remind you again and remind everybody in class again. First thing you do is open the part. Then you go File, New, Drawing. All right. Right-click Sheet 1. Edit Sheet. Size A. Hit OK. ANSI large. Right-click, delete. All right. All right. Here we are. Now we place the base views. Here we go. Good one. Good example here. This one, I don't want this to be the front view. I want the front view to be, I want the first view to actually be that view. I want that view, right? Your main view of your part that you're going to dimension, typically you want that one to be the one that's in the bottom left. So you can change that by moving this around, right? I don't want it to be that. I guess it could be this view as well, right? I guess that doesn't really matter. But this is definitely the view I want. Tell me about it.
I got the golden ticket.
How'd you get that? You pre-registered?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they just sent out a link.
Oh
Took a
wow.
little bit of navigating, but
Yeah, I'm gonna hold off. I'll let people.
yeah, no, like the herd, the wildebeest mentality, right?
Well, no, I don't. No, I want, I want people that really are dying to get it
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
you have. All right, back to it here. All right, so this first view, you can rotate it, get it the way you want it to face. Um, I'm gonna adjust the scale of it. Right now, it's 1/2, right? 1/2 scale. If it's way too big or way too small, you change this. 1:1 scale is too big. It's too big for this part. 0.75 is about right. Last one I did 0.75 as well. This bottles, this guy's cheesing it up everywhere, as they'd say. All right, hit OK. I'm gonna double click this one. I'm gonna make the scale isometric a little smaller to give myself some space. And I'm gonna turn on the shading. If for some reason you don't see the hidden lines, these dashed lines here, ooh, something looks off here. Oh no, it's okay. It's just something, just the pixels. If you don't see these hidden lines, double click on this front view and make sure it's this select. Sometimes people accidentally have the middle one selected and you can't see the hidden lines. That's not good. You want to see those hidden lines, that first option here, so that you can dimension them. All right. Now, we dimension things in the contour that shows them. Now, I'm going to start actually in this view here. All right, because this has the circles, all the circles in it, and it gives us the best view of the overall kind of footprint here of this part. So I'm going to go to annotate and hit dimension. First thing I'm going to do is get the length and width. All right, so click each point, drag the dimension over, hit OK. Oh yeah, this one's weird because I think it was in millimeters, right? So there are going to be all very bizarre measurements. So what you can do for this one is you can, if you did it, if you didn't change the units to millimeters in the document you made and it's all in inches and it's massive, then just leave it inches. You don't have to do anything. I'm going to change it because I did change the I'm going to change it to fabrication millimeters. Apply. Close. I got to redo these dimensions now. Annotate dimension. That should be in millimeters now. Yep, 55 millimeters. And it's 2 sig figs, which I think I'm going to drop down. Oh, I guess I got to do that back in Tools, Document Settings, Default. Well, I guess it's going to have to be 55.0. All right, that's fine. I don't really like all sig figs. It's going to make it look a little bit busy. So there's your basic dimensions. Now, the circles and the holes. Any holes you have, you're going to mark with the center mark. That's this little crosshair thing up here. You click that. You click the hole, it'll put a center mark on it. You can also do it in the isometric view. That's kind of a standard best practice. Not mandatory though. Then while we're at it, we're going to do what's called the center line bisector. It's the one next to in the upper right. Click that. What you do with that is any views that show the hole from the side, click each side of the hole, and it'll put the center line on there. Now these two are actually just going to line up in this view. Probably won't even notice. Something is wrong there. Oh, I clicked the wrong side. So centerline bisector, that one and that one, and then they just line up. So that doesn't really do much for you in that view. All right, so save reminder. Thanks. All right. I'm gonna, in this view, dimension these holes. And to dimension holes, you click the hole and thread notes. All right, hole and thread. Click the circle. It's an 18 millimeter through hole. I think this one's like a 16 millimeter through hole. All right, it should be at least a little angle on that dimension line. All right. So that's the beauty of using the hole and thread option. It gives you the actual stats on the hole. Diameter 18 millimeters through. Means it goes all the way through the part. All right. Now, the other thing you're supposed to do is you're supposed to dimension the location of a hole. In the view, it looks like a circle in. So I'm going to hit dimension. I'm going to dimension them in reference from this side. All right. And now what you'll see is I'm going to do something called nesting. And at first, it's going to look kind of bad. All right. Kind of stacked in there. So I'm going to hit escape. I'm just going to give stuff some room. I'm going to grab that 110, drag it up a bit, grab the 80, drag it up a bit. Actually, I want to move this whole thing down a bit. I'm going to drag the 110 up a little higher, drag the 80 up a little higher, and I'm going to drag the 35 up a little higher. All right, so that looks pretty good now. So that's a nested dimension. All right, and the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dimension the diameter of this circle. I'm going to put it over here. Thought that was. All right. I don't really have anything else to do in this view. All right, I've got the diameter of this circle, the diameters of each hole, the locations of the holes. Oh, I guess I got to put the center location, the vertical location of those holes. All right, centered. Okay. I don't need to do the vertical location of this hole because it's at the same level as this one. All right. All right. Now, let's go down to this view. This view's got a lot of contour in it, so let's get dimensioning. I'm going to dimension the height of this thing here. Oops. Boom, boom. Remember it said to put dimensions between the views if possible. All right, dimension here. This is one case where I'm not going to nest it. All right, that 15 millimeters. I'm definitely not going to nest it because they're not on the same. They're not on the same vertical line, so they're a little bit different. In fact, I might actually move this one. Out. Hit escape. Not let me grab it. I gotta get that. There we go. Might actually. Come on. Well, I guess it's not gonna let me do what I want to do. There we go. I'm gonna move this one out a little bit so it's separated from this one a little bit. I'm gonna dimension this dimension here. All right. I have to dimension this height here as well. And I don't need to dimension this height, this inside height. Don't need to do that one because I have the total. I have this one. This is just the difference between the two. This one here, 20, 15, 35. I don't need to dimension the location of this hole. I don't need to dimension the thickness of the width of this part because I did it all up in this drawing. I have nothing else I need to do in this drawing. The only thing I have left to do is this cutout, really. The total width I already did up here. The total height is here and here. I just have to do this cutout now. All right. Now this is kind of a rare one here. So I'm going to nest these. That's going to be my first one. Okay. Then I'm going to go to here and do that one. Okay. I'm going to adjust this one a little. I'm bringing the 15 inside here. Now the only thing left to do is to get the height of this. And the only way you can really do that is to send a dimension line through the body of your part. It's not technically correct to put a line through the solid part of your model. You shouldn't really do that, but there's really no other way to do that dimension there. All right, you pretty much have to do it that way. Hold on one second, Andy. Pretty much the only way to do it. So now I have the width of this leg, I have the width to here, and I don't need to do the width of this part of it because I know the total length is 55. It's also going to be 15. So you don't want to over dimension. You want to put as few dimensions as you have to, as you can. I don't think there's anything else to do in this one. On the last model, I realized after I stopped the video that I had forgot to add a dimension for a chamfer. Now, your name text box, right? That's supposed to go down in the bottom, down here. So I'm going to type your name, engineering 1, part replication. Well, part replication part 2, and then today's date. It always gives you this. I put that checkbox so it shouldn't show up again on this computer. Hit OK. Now, the problem here is things are a little bit in the way, right? So let's see if we can make it look a little better. Might just have to move this text box here, right? Just gonna move it over, try to center it maybe down here. That's okay. That's not so important for this course, right? It's a small sheet. If it was a real like engineering job and you had to use that text box, you just have to make everything smaller and move it up into the space. All right. This is gonna look nice when you take a screenshot and put it in your notebook. So that's the main thing. All right. All right. I'm gonna stop this video here and answer questions in class.